Please join us for the continued story of Medusa following her murder by Perseus. The entrance to the tomb was no more than a jagged crack in the volcanic rock, obscured by hanging moss and the scent of sulfur. The once proud temple of an unnamed, likely vengeful god, was reduced to a crumbled ruin above it, its marble columns eroded into stumps, its altar split like a cracked jaw. Medusa stepped inside, her bronze-tipped sandals crunching over centuries of dried ash. Her hair of living snakes hissed in the low, restless tones. It has been almost 3 months since a group of strangers helped her, and a few others like her, escape the underworld. She found out later they were led by an ancient being called Kronos. Medusa is not aware of the Titan kind, but she has spent some time with them now and understands them to be different from the Olympians. She hears them speak of better times, no age, no disease, no mortal conflicts, and other tales that may or may not be true. However, all of that does not take priority for her. She allies with them because their goals align, for now. A voice boomed off the walls, light and anxious. Tithonus spoke.
So, no statues of doom, no skeletons with swords. That's already a good start.
Medusa responded.
Give it a moment. Most of the killing starts after step 3.
Tithonus inquired.
You think the floor's safe?
Medusa responded with a light smirk.
I think your weight is approximately 3 olives and a regret. You'll be fine.
He fluttered to her shoulder with a sheepish chuckle, clinging to her wild curls like a grasshopper gripping fate. The tomb swallowed them in silence and shadow, the only sound the occasional echo of their steps and the rustling whispers of scales. The hallway sloped downward, carved from Scythian vine stone, with walls etched in reliefs of 3 figures, monstrous and feminine, wild-eyed and magnificent. 2 bore cruel fangs, and the battle roars frozen in marble. The third, in the center, stared out with a haunting calm, her hair a writhing crown of snakes, her expression resolute. Tithonus quietly asked,
Do you know them?
Medusa responded softly, as if speaking to herself.
They look familiar.
The passage opened in a circular chamber, its vaulted ceiling supported by 3 giant statues, a lion, a bull, and a serpent, each with cracked eyes that glowed faintly in the torchlight. At the center, a stone disc bore 3 bronze levers. Along the rim, a carved inscription in ancient Doric. Medusa knelt and traced the letters. Then she read them aloud.
Blood of 3, bound by fate. Choose your form and meet your fate.
Tithonus, peeking from her shoulder, asked,
Which form are you then? Snake? Seems obvious, though you've got some poise of a lion and the attitude of a bull in a pottery shop.
Medusa, dryly and without looking at him, responded.
If you keep talking, I'll throw you into the bull's mouth and say it was fate.
She eyed the 3 statues. The inscription wasn't about identity. It was about lineage, something only someone of their blood would know. She scowled. Then, without warning, she pulled all 3 levers in unison. Tithonus screamed out in brave fear.
Bold, dangerous, unexpected, and definitely not what the inscription...
The room groaned, and the statues began to turn inwards, slowly facing each other. A soft, grinding sound echoed as a stone ring in the center floor receded, revealing a spiral staircase leading deeper. Medusa, smirking, stated,
I don't follow instructions. I rewrite them.
The staircase spiraled down into the earth, the air growing cooler, damper. The flickering torchlight cast long shadows over moss-covered murals, some so faded their figures were ghosts upon stones. The silence here was pregnant with memory. They arrived in a long, narrow hallway lined with carved stone faces, mouths wide in terror, ears sculpted in grotesque proportions. Tithonus whispered,
I don't know how listen-y this place feels.
Medusa quietly responded,
It's a trap. Sound triggered. Old Titan magic. Echoes become blades in here.
Tithonus excitedly told her,
Good. I'm great at being quiet. I was voted most stealthy once. Well, not me, a friend of mine, but I observed it quietly, so I think it counts.
Medusa, with a curling smile on the edge of her mouth, told him,
I will genuinely be impressed if you survive the next 10 steps.
She removed her sandals, stepping forward in bare, patient silence. Her serpents curled in, sensing the threat. Each movement was deliberate. The tiniest misstep could send a scream bouncing off these walls, one that might peel flesh from bone. Tithonus rode her shoulder, trembling slightly, clinging like ivy. Halfway through, a breath caught in her throat. One of the stone faces twitched. A hairline crack opened across its lips. A wail erupted, an ethereal shriek of despair, not thunderous, not directed, aimed like a blade. Medusa spun and raised her bronze shield, the scream bouncing off its curved face and slamming into the wall behind her, shattering an entire section of stone in a cloud of dust. After a moment, Tithonus whispered,
I like that wall.
Medusa smiled.
It screamed first.
They emerged into a vast hollow beneath the island, a chamber of volcanic stone and marble veined with a glowing blue, a natural cathedral carved by time and vengeance. The ceiling arched so high it disappeared into darkness. Pillars lined the space like sleeping giants, and at the center stood a raised dais, its surface untouched by dust or decay. Atop it sat an altar of black stone, and behind it 2 massive stone figures. They were not statues. They were frozen mid-motion, one roaring with fury, her claws mid-swipe, the other with lips parted in a silent scream, her body twisting like a siren caught in a dance of death. Chains of petrified bronze wrapped them from throat to ankle, binding them in time. Medusa stepped forward in silence, her torch casting long, flickering shadows. She did not speak. She removed a small satchel from her belt and set it upon the altar. From it she drew a crescent-shaped vial, obsidian and glowing with dull red light. It pulsed once, as if remembering blood. Tithonus finally broke the silence, more tentative than before.
You never told me what we were doing down here.
She stared at the 2 figures, neither statues nor corpses, but beings caught in a moment of unending time. Her serpents quieted, for once not hissing. Medusa softly said,
I know.
Tithonus, his voice gentle, asked,
Are they someone you once knew?
Medusa didn't answer. Instead, she placed the vial upon the stone between them. Then, with a whisper, she spoke.
It's time, my Gorgon sisters. Sthena and Euryale will soon be with me again, and Athena will pay for her treachery.
The vial pulsed again. The chains began to hum. The chamber trembled, and the eyes of the 2 creatures, frozen in time, began to glow.
A soft crackle of fire can be heard as the wind howls through jagged cliffs. Ocean waves crash faintly in the distance. The moon hangs low over the shattered coast, silver light spilling across the ruins of an old temple long forgotten by men. 3 figures huddle around a fire of pale blue flame, their scaled forms shimmering in the dark like the ghost of vengeance. Medusa, the youngest, her eyes veiled by a hood of black silk, sharpens the edge of an arrowhead between her claws. Beside her sits Stheno, her bronze skin streaked with scars, every muscle carved from fury itself. She is the oldest of the Gorgon race and the strongest. Her ferocity and strength was well known and feared. Euryale crouches nearest the shadows, her hair restless as if alive, and her eyes ever searching the dark. She was not as strong or confrontational as Theno, but her voice carried the ability to deafen creatures or even fatally destroy their brains. The campfire hisses. Sparks rise like dying stars. Theno, strong and confident, broke the silence.
How long will you sharpen those arrows, sister? You could blind Apollo himself with your patience.
Medusa, not looking up, almost smiles at the mention of Apollo, but grits her teeth as her claws remind her of her sole purpose now.
As long as it takes to pierce a goddess.
Euryale, always one with the shadows and quick as the wind, whispers,
Athena.
The name slips from her lips like venom.
The goddess who claims to defend women, yet cursed her own blood.
Medusa pauses, her gaze drifting to the sky, to the endless tapestry of indifferent stars.
She called me beautiful, said beauty was a gift of the gods. Then her uncle took that gift and defiled it. In her temple. Poseidon, lord of the sea, lord of my ruin.
The fire flickers as if it recoils from her words.
And what did Athena do? Did she lift her spear for justice? No. She turned her eyes upon me. My hair, once soft as silk, became serpents. My gaze, a curse. My beauty, her punishment. I became her lesson to all who would dare be admired.
And the gods laughed.
Then they armed a mortal, a boy named Perseus.
The fear of her vengeance so much, they hid behind a mortal's hand.
Medusa's jaw tightens. The snakes in her hair hiss quietly, as though mourning.
I remember the sound of his blade through the dark. I remember Athena's shield, my own reflection staring back. Then nothing. Until I woke in some distant section of the underworld that was reserved for the Olympians' gods' dirty secrets. I had been slain for their comfort, buried for their glory.
And now?
Medusa raises her head, her golden eyes gleam from beneath the hood, their light bright and deadly.
Now I will take from Athena what she took from me, even if it means turning her temple to dust, even if I must die a second time. We have the plan from the seer. We know how to approach and overtake the goddess of strategy. The seer helped free you. Now she will help see to the end of Athena.
Then we hunt.
The fire dims. The night grows colder. The earth trembles. From beneath the cliffs comes the sound of wings, leathery, wet, and numerous. The sisters rise in unison as shadows slither from the darkness, its demons drawn from the scent of vengeance like carrion to blood. Eyes glint, claws gleam. The Gorgons bare their fangs.
Seems Athena sends her pets before her.
I don't believe these are of the Olympians, but let us show her what she forgot. Why the world once feared the daughters of Phorcys.
The first demon leaps from the shadows, a twisted, many-eyed beast of black ichor. Before it can land, Medusa slithers in front of it, bow drawn. She releases, the arrow whips through the night and finds the demon's throat. Its roar turns to stone mid-scream, and the statue shatters before it hits the ground. Another creature lunges from the right, 4 arms, serrated teeth, but Stheno meets it head-on. Her fists strike like warhammers. One blow breaks its ribs, the second sends it flying into a pillar of marble that crumbles under the impact. She laughs, wild and furious, as the creatures collapse in a heap of dust.
Come then, let's see if the gods or demons dare claim our blood again.
From above, 2 winged horrors dive, but Euryale is gone before they reach her. A blur in the night, she moves like smoke, silent and cunning. Her dagger flashes once, twice, and then her scream. It begins as a whisper, then blooms into a sound beyond sound, a shriek that splits the night like lightning. The demons freeze midair, clutching their heads as their skulls burst into sprays of black mists. The echoes fade only when silence returns.
You should not have come here.
But more come. A dozen, 2 dozen, crawling from the dark, shrieking in the tongues of some foul abyss sound. The sisters fall into rhythm, a trinity of vengeance. Medusa moves like a storm, arrows drawn and loosed in heartbeats, each shaft blessed by wrath. Sthena wades into the thick of it, her fist shattering bone and blade alike. Euryale vanishes and reappears, her voice weaving confusion among the enemies, a siren of death. And when one dares to look directly into their eyes, it turns to stone, still, silent, eternal. A field of statues grows around them, the dead immortalized in terror. The battle ends, the wind returns, the fire burns low. Medusa stands among the stone remains, breathing hard. Her sisters flank her, bloodied, unbowed.
They'll think the gods can kill us twice.
These creatures and the gods will have to try harder.
Medusa lowers her bow, gazing towards the south where Athena guards a ridge.
Athena will hear of this. Let these creatures send more. Let her send herself.
And when she does,
Medusa's voice softens, almost tender.
Then she'll look into my eyes and know what true justice feels like.
The fire dies. The sound of waves rises again, steady, endless. 3 sisters walk into the night, leaving a trail of ashen stone behind them.
Distant thunder, like a slow drumbeat underwater, is like a faint whisper that can be heard. Wind over stone, the only sound, a soft gasp of Athena's breath and the metallic hum of her spear. Southern Greece, Mount Taenarum, the last doorway to the underworld. For 3 months the sun has refused to rise here. Smoke coils upward like prayer from a dying world, and through it all, one goddess has not fallen. The ground trembles. Chains drag across stone, each link the size of a mortal's body. A creature moves through the smoke, 6 arms, molten veins, a voice like grinding mountains. A low but thunderous growl builds. Then silence. Athena exhales once.
Another warden from a disgusting world. 3 months and they still test me.
The air is split by impact. The first clash, metal on metal, sparks. The demon's blades crash down. Athena pivots, her shield flashing as the blades cling against it, each strike deflected. Her boots dig furrows into the earth. She counters. The spear arcs up in one clean motion, severing an arm. Molten ichor spills. The creature bellows, swinging wildly. Athena ducks, drives her shield into its chest, cracks race across obsidian armor.
You have strength, but no precision.
With heavy impact, the demon drops to one knee, but the blood it spills bursts more smaller demons that come crawling from the wound, shrieking. They swarm her. There's a sudden burst of sound, frantic chittering, metal scraping. Athena plants her spear, closes her eyes, a heartbeat. Then her voice, a whisper.
I tire of this.
There's a sound like a thunderclap, a metallic sound that echoes the chorus of ghostly Greeks chanting. Flames burst. Golden fire erupts. Her wings unfurl, bronze and blinding. The swarm turns to ash in the light. The demonic creature laughs, wrapping its blood whip around her arm, dragging her down. The sound of straining metal and chain tension coils out from her like a clap in a long hallway. Athena grits her teeth, pulls back, and the chain snaps like lightning. She launches skyward, spear first, driving it through the demon's chest.
Return to your master. This world and the gates to the underworld remain closed.
Then an explosion, followed by echoing shrieks fading into dust. The creature dissolves into black ash. There is a quiet sound for a moment. Fire dying, soft wind, one heartbeat echoes. The mountain falls quiet again. Athena stands alone amid the ruin, armor cracked, ichor cooling. Her spear hums softly beside her. Athena bows her head and softly says quietly, almost to herself,
Still strong, still wise, still alone.
There is a beat of silence.
Even the sea has gone quiet.
She hears in her mind a gentle ocean wind, a faint memory themed with water. For a moment she remembers laughter, the only companion she ever fought beside, and a friend's voice long ago. Then there is a low hissing rising under the wind. She hears it. Not wind, not memory. Something moving through the mist. Athena turns, spear raised. The sound grows louder, the scrape of scale on stone, soft rattling of metal. 3 sets of movements approach. 3 shapes emerge from the smoke, scaled tails coiling across the ash, eyes like dying stars, and at the center, a hooded figure carrying a bow that glows with a faint white heartbeat, a wondrous item meant for Athena, the omen shard. They stop at the edge of the ruined field. There is a low hum from the shard, tension filling the air around them.
I know that breath. I know that hatred. You shouldn't be here, Medusa.
Neither should you.
Thunder rolls around them. A light rain begins to drop.
You came to the wrong mountain.
No, we came to the right god.
Lightning flashes, gold and silver across their faces. Athena's wings unfurl once more. The Gorgons take formation.
Then let us finish what the gods began.
With pleasure.
Athena surges forward, spear first. Stheno meets her, wielding a broken pillar like a hammer. The collision detonates, shaking the mountain. Euryale darts through the smoke, bronze daggers flashing. One blade sinks into the goddess's thigh, golden ichor spills. Athena spins, shield bashing Stheno aside, blocking Euryale's next strike. Athena's form ignites, her unfurled wings moving in molten arcs of bronze and gold. Every beat of those wings sends ripples of heat and force across the shattered plateau. The stones themselves glow under her presence, as though bowing to her divinity. The Gorgons hold their ground. The wind whips through their hair of serpents, and the rain turns to steam before it touches the earth. Athena lunges first, spear drawn in a flash of white light. Stheno intercepts, her pillar swinging like a mountain collapsing. There's the sound of colossal impact, stone against metal, followed by a screech of sliding steel. The shockwave hurls debris across the field. Athena pivots on her heel, ducks under the next swing, and drives her shield forward into Stheno's chest. Stheno grins through the blow, seizing the edge of Athena's shield with her bare hands. Divine sparks rain down, sizzling across her forearms, but she doesn't let go.
You think brute strength can bend wisdom?
Stheno roars, a sound more beast than human, and hurls the goddess backward into a cracked column. Athena slams into it, cracking the stone, but lands light on her feet, spear already in motion. The 2 lock eyes, breathing hard. Before Athena can press forward, Euryale moves. She is a whisper through smoke, fast, silent, her movements too smooth for mortal eyes. Her daggers slash through the air, twin arcs of gleaming bronze catching the firelight. Athena deflects the first, parries the second, but Euryale twists, slashing upward in reversal that grazes the goddess's forearm. Golden ichor drops into the dust. The goddess's face tightens. Euryale dances back, smirking. The air around her hums, tension building before the scream. She inhales sharply, chest rising, then releases it all at once. A concussive wave, her scream, high-pitched, layered with subharmonic force that rings out from the mountaintop. The sonic blast distorts the air, cracking the surrounding stones and shattering nearby ruins. Athena braces behind her shield. The impact drives her backward several paces, cracks spidering through the divine bronze.
Enough!
She thrusts her spear downward. A pulse of divine energy explodes from the impact, flattening the battlefield and sending all 3 sisters flying apart. Stheno is the first to rise, coughing, blood trickling from her lip. She wipes it away with the back of her hand, grinning. Stheno eyes the golden blood trickling down the forearm and leg of Athena. Euryale rejoins her from her left flank, dagger still cracking with red energy. Medusa stays behind them, steady, calculating. She draws 3 arrows, one for each sister, and presses them together, whispering a curse learned from Phoebe herself. The shaft glows faintly blue.
She cannot defend in all directions.
She looses them one by one. Stheno charges at the same moment, Euryale circling wide to the goddess's blind side. Athena blocks the first arrow with her shield. The second she cuts from the air with her spear. But the third, fired low and fast, strikes at her thigh, embedding deep into the divine flesh. Athena grimaces, a hiss between her teeth. Her hand jerks down, pulling the shaft free. Golden ichor spills, mingling with rain and ash.
You dare wound me, creatures of dirt and scale?
You bleed just like one of us.
The goddess's expression twists, not in pain, but in insult. Her wings flare, shaking the mountain. She charges again, faster than lightning. Medusa barely rolls aside as the spear tip carves a furrow where she stood. Athena sweeps the shaft horizontally, catching Euryale mid-leap and slamming her into the wall of crumbling stone. Stheno takes the opening, grabs Athena from behind, arms locking round her waist in a crushing hold. The goddess struggles, muscles straining, her wings battering like storm gusts. Stheno lifts her, a goddess held aloft by sheer immortal-born rage, and slams her into the ground. The impact sends up a cloud of dust. Athena reacts instantly, twisting her spear upward. The blade pierces Stheno's shoulder. Ichor and blood bursts from the wound. Stheno screams but holds on, forcing the goddess down and another inch before Athena drives her shield upward into her draw. Stheno releases, thrown back. Euryale reappears, sprinting through the chaos. She vaults over Athena's spear swing, lands behind her, and plants both daggers into the goddess's back, between the shoulder blades where divine armor meets flesh. Athena roars in fury, light exploding outward, throwing Euryale like a leaf in the storm. Medusa fires again, one arrow, clean and silent. It cuts through the air and strikes Athena square in the chest. Athena drops to one knee, wings faltering for the first time. A slow, rising hum fills the air, like divine energy building. She lowers her head. Her spear hums like thunder before it strikes. A burst of pure radiance erupts, a ring of light that ripples outward like a dome. The sisters are thrown back once more, their skin blistering under the heat. Stheno's arm is nearly broken. Euryale's scream falters, throat raw. Even Medusa stumbles, shielding her face with her arm. Athena stands again, bloody but magnificent. Her armor glows molten, her eyes pure gold.
You have learned to fight like gods, but you are not gods.
She hurls her spear. It streaks through the air, a meteor striking just beside Medusa. The shockwave sends her sprawling. Before the dust clears, Athena's shadow looms over her. Her expression is pure wrath, framed by burning wings. Medusa reaches for her final arrow, the one marked by Phoebe's light. Its tip glows with the essence of prophecy itself. The omen shard pulses like a living eye. She draws the string, hands shaking, breath ragged. Athena lunges, spear raised, to finish the job. Medusa whispers beneath her breath again, the Titan's incantation. Then she fires. The arrow hits the center of Athena's shield. Light bursts outwards. There's a moment of silence. Then a crystalline ringing that cuts through everything, but fades into distant whispers. Visions assault the goddess. Every mortal she punished, every plea she ignored. She staggers.
What trickery is this?
Not trickery. Truth.
Athena collapses to one knee. The world shakes with her roar. Then she rises again, incandescent with fury.
You call my mercy a curse? I made you eternal, terrible, feared. And you dare raise arms against me?
You made me a warning, not a woman.
Lightning crashes. Athena hurls her spear. It detonates, sending Stheno flying and silencing Euryale's scream mid-cry. Medusa stands alone amid fire and falling rain. Athena lands before her, divine and furious.
You wanted beauty again? Then take it.
With a flash of golden light, there is a magic resonance of tones. Scales fade. Serpents fall silent. 3 women collapse, mortal once more. Medusa gasps, human now, trembling.
Then end it.
Athena raises her spear, but her eyes soften. She hesitates. She looks down at this fighter, laying on a hard shell of a mountain, and the sound of water surrounding her up high. The ghost of memory returns. A young girl, her friend Pallas. The blood, the regret. Athena looks up, and to her left where her father once stood on a cliff. Was he looking this time? The sound of thunder fades to a faint echo.
Athena?
Athena freezes. Her breath shudders.
What have I done?
The spear lowers. Rain hisses on the stones.
I called vengeance madness. But perhaps madness was mine.
She kneels beside Medusa, palm glowing with faint light. The sisters' breathing steadies. Their bruises fade.
Why spare us?
Because wisdom without mercy is blindness.
Athena stands. Her wings unfold, dim but radiant against the dawn finally breaking over the sea.
Find other champions who combat the evil invading this world. We must all fight to save this world. Then, in time, we can seek humility and forgiveness.
She rises into the air, disappearing into the clouds. A single feather, half gold, half ashen, drifts to the ground. Medusa lifts it in silence.
Even gods can break.
As the sisters gather together, Stheno and Euryale trying to balance on two legs that they have never felt before, Medusa picks up her bow and looks out from the mountain. A world is before them, a world that they can approach as friends, champions, hunters, mercenaries, or many other titles, but no longer instantly known as monsters. As the sound of the wind dies down, it gives way to a quiet meadow that is lit by morning sun, several days north of Mount Taenarum. A woman in a blue dress, with wavy brown hair, pale skin, light blue eyes, and a smile stops and takes a moment to breathe deeply. Her companion, a purple-skinned woman with a black dress, pupilless white eyes, white hair, a broken horn on top of her head, and an intact horn curling back over her head, lightly puts her hand on the woman in the blue dress's arm.
Is everything okay?
Of course. Apologies. I got lost in my thoughts.
Did the child of Olympus listen?
The woman smiles wider.
Yes.
The woman in purple nods her head to a nearby mountain where Hephaestus once hammered on his forge in his secret sanctuary.
Are we off to gather another then?
The woman's smile fades and she slightly hangs her head.
Unfortunately, not all can be saved.